This is going to be a quick comparison between my brand new MacBook Air and my 2008 MacBook that'll be going to a friend of mine. First of all, let's take a look at this. I know it's really hard to see here on my bed where I'm filming this, but you could probably tell anyway through the camera. I mean, these things are, there's a dramatic difference between the thickness of the two of them, but just in case, you can see there, absolutely razor thin, which makes this one look absolutely bulbous and heavy. So, how do the two vary? Well, this one's running Lion, this one's running Snow Leopard, but will be upgraded to Lion before going to my friend. This has an Intel Core i5 running, I believe, at 1.7 gigahertz. The graphics on board are the Intel, shoot, what was it? Something 3000. The MacBook has the Intel GMAX 3100. Oh, now I remember. It's the Intel HD Graphics 3000 chipset. The big difference, though, is that this has 256 gigabytes of raw flash memory. And when I say raw, what I mean is that it's a solid-state disk, but it's not in an enclosure. Apple's taken the physical memory chips and put them on the board. The regular MacBook, on the other hand, has a 160 gigabyte mechanical regular hard drive. Now, what I plan to do here is a little boot up test between the two. And what it's going to be is from 0 to the login screen. Okay? So, aside from the operating systems and the specification, the difference in specification, what else? Well, the white MacBook is made of a polycarbonate plastic, whereas the MacBook Air is made 100% of aluminum. Let's go ahead and open them up. There we go. So as we can see, very big difference in the thickness. They both have the same keyboard. The only one of the differences in the keyboard is the MacBook Air's is backlit. The MacBook's is not. Also, the MacBook Air is way too thin to have a SuperDrive in it. The MacBook, on the other hand, has a slot-load SuperDrive there on the side. Let me see, I'm going to turn on my video light here. There we go. As far as ports on the side here, there's your array of ports from front to back. You've got your headphone, your microphone, your two USB ports, FireWire, DVI out, dial-up modem, and Ethernet. On the Air, from front to back on the left-hand side, you have your headphone, your internal microphone, one of your USB ports, and your MagSafe power connector. And on the right-hand side, right about the same location, you've got an SD card slot where the headphone jack is. Then you've got your secondary USB port, so you have one on each side. And then behind that, where the MagSafe connector is on this side, you would find your Thunderbolt port. So, before I made this video, I did have one commenter who suggested that I go over particularly the graphics. So that's why I went ahead and listed off the specs, also for anybody else who's interested. Anyway, I'm going to stick the camera down because I'm not going to be able to do this, actually, can I? Not comfortably. I'm not going to be able to do this with one hand. So here's what I want you to do. Pause the video here and note down the time. Or actually, no, pause. I'm sorry. Pause the video when I say now. I'm going to count 3, 2, 1 now. And when I say now, you hit the pause button, make a note of the time, And that's when I'm going to turn on both of these machines. You will, basically what it's going to be is 0 to log in. And you will be incredibly surprised about how quick these machines are. The MacBook Air is. The MacBook Air is going to make the regular MacBook seem like a snail. And it's all because of the solid-state disk. Don't believe me? Well, again, I'm going to count down 3, 2, 1 now, and then when I say now, you pause the video, make a note of the time, we'll watch it boot, and then I'll say stop. When I say stop, you pause the video again, make a note of the time. Should give you an idea of how long this takes. The MacBook Air should not take any time at all. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, now. Oh boy. Well, I hope this works. Because I don't think well, as you can see, we're already at the login screen on the Air. Okay, do me a favor on the timing. Give the MacBook cut off an additional second, I think, because I didn't press them exactly at the same time. My finger slipped, and I do not want to have to go and shut this down and redo the test simply because I'm trying to preserve the hard drive in this thing. So now we're at the login screens for both. The screens have a huge difference. Let me take a moment and log in. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not thinking you should have stopped the video to note the time if you haven't already done so. Just take away a few seconds, or if you want to, you can just forget the whole thing. Oops. So now I'm logging into the MacBook Air. There we go. Now I'm going to log into the MacBook. Oops. Alright, and we are in on both systems. Look at the screen difference here. Let me move the Air into a brighter portion of the desktop. There we go. Perfect. Major difference in the screens here because the MacBook Air's is LED backlit. The one on the regular MacBook is just a regular old LCD with an old-fashioned panel. But no, the two, there's such a vast difference between the two of them. The MacBook Air is in early 2008, and the MacBook is in early 2008, and the MacBook Air is in mid-2011. But that's basically what I wanted to get through, was a little time test just to see how well everybody did. And as you could see, error or not, the MacBook Air is still significantly faster, and it's all thanks to that solid-state disk. Also, if we take a look around the bezel of the screens, the bezel on the Air is significantly thinner than the one on the regular MacBook. If anybody has any more questions about the two of these systems, let me know, and I will be happy to answer them. Thank you for watching. Comments are welcome, and have a nice day.